everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today I've got a video for you and it's called 10 designer fragrances for life. This was a tag video going back 2 years. 2 years ago in May I was tagged by Lola Scents to do the video, and I thought it'd be interesting to revisit the topic, and I had a look at the old video and I have definitely changed my opinion. So bearing in mind it was 10 fragrances for life, then surely I couldn't possibly change that now. Guess what? I can, and I will, and I bet you loads of other people will have changed theirs as well. So I thought I'd redo it. So here you go. So last time, 2 years ago, my top 10 list looked like this. There was Chloe Love, Jean Paul Gaultier's Le Male, Guerlain's Pampaloon, Van Cleef & Arpels Midnight in Paris, Marc Jacobs My Decadence, Rocher's Louis, which is a discontinued men's fragrance, which I also offered an option of Dunhill Icon, which I feel has some similarities, Shalimar Soufflé de Parfum, Dior's Fahrenheit, and Versace's Crystal Noir. There's actually only three. There's three that are in this list today. So let's get started, shall we? So I've got a mixture again of men's and women's fragrances, because there's actually not 10 female designer fragrances I feel strongly enough about to make this a feminine list. So we've got 50-50. So we'll start with a female one. Alien Essence Absolue. I feel very strongly about this one being in my collection forever. This is a rich vanilla woodsy scent with some of the alien DNA in there. So it's got that sexy alien jasmine thing going on, but it's a more syrupy, sweeter version, less jasmine, much more about a woodsy vanilla and some incense, and it's absolutely stunning. It's a very good performing fragrance and super sexy, so I love this one for parties, going out and about and feeling really sexy and well put together. So that's Alien Essence Absolute. That is absolutely in my top 10 designer fragrances for life. Let's go with a men's marketed one now. So this one was in the last video 2 years ago. So this is Midnight in Paris, although this is the EDP. Last time I showed you the EDT. So I don't really get much difference between the two, and Midnight in Paris is a benzoin heavy fragrance. It's very sweet, resinous, and I think there's a little bit of rose in here. There's a bit of suede. It's listed as leather, but it absolutely is a suede. It's a very soft suede, not a heavy hard leather. Could completely be a feminine fragrance just as much as it's a masculine fragrance, and it's absolutely stunning. Don't really reach for it that often, but I would like to make sure that I always have it in my collection. Back to a feminine fragrance. This will come as no surprise to any of you that regularly watch my videos. It's My Insolence by Guerlain, flanker of Insolence, 2012 limited edition, discontinued, a little tough to find, can be quite pricey if you do find it. However, I stalk it all the time on eBay. That's why I've now got a few bottles of it. This is the 50ml size, I think, yeah. And it's almond blossom. There's some raspberry just to give it a bit of tartness. There's lots of vanilla. It's clean. It's very feminine. It's very soft. It's very innocent, but I just love it. It's just perfect for me, for my taste, my nose. I just absolutely adore it. This could be my signature scent, and therefore I hope that it's always in my collection. I've got something unisex for you now, and you may disagree about whether this is actually a designer fragrance. And it's Chanel Paris Deuville. So this is obviously, Chanel is a designer, however it's not in all the stores, it's not in all the Chanel departments in department stores. It's a little harder to find. So whether or not you want to class it as designer, I don't know, but I have decided to class it as designer, and it's kind of priced similar to the more standard line. So I've decided to put it in, and Chanel Deuville is a fresh green, slightly citrusy fragrance. It's very zingy, it's kind of like lime and bergamot, but it's got a bit of sweetness to it. It's a lighter fragrance, it doesn't last forever, but it lasts long enough, and I just love it. It's kind of fun and playful, but a little bit classy at the same time. So I hope that will always be in my collection. And let's go for a masculine one. So this has made it again into this year's video. I still have my vintage bottle of Le Male. Let's give it a spray in the air. And it's just a very nostalgic scent for me. It does remind me of going clubbing. I find it quite sexy. It's kind of loud and a very noticeable fragrance, but it's got that musky, clean, washed skin kind of scent. There's neroli, which gives it a lift and vibrancy, but it's definitely quite a sexy fragrance, and I really enjoy it, and I love wearing it myself as well. Vintage Le Male that is, but the normal Le Male would probably be just as good, or almost as good. Let's go for actually another male fragrance, Dior Homme Parfum. This is really sexy. So you'll know the Dior Homme line, of course, and all the Dior Homme fragrances have quite a strong iris note, which gives it that kind of powdery, slightly woodsy. Some people say it's a little bit like lipstick or makeup powder, and you do get that in Dior Homme Parfum, but it's underplayed, it's not as heavy. You will notice it in the opening. It's almost like freshly washed clothes. It was kind of like a muskiness to it, but when it dries down, this one gets super sexy, and it's not quite so clean and irisy. It kind of loses the irisiness and gets more like sexy driftwood kind of smell, salty skin. The leather isn't a hard leather, again it's more underplayed and smooth, and I just absolutely love this one. I think it's really sexy. Dior Homme Parfum. Now, a fresh men's fragrance that I really enjoy is John Varvatos Artisan Pure. This has the most gorgeous opening. Let's spray some. The citruses in here are stunning. They're a bit sweet, so they're not just tart and sharp. They're almost like they've been sugared, and it's still really vibrant and fresh, but it is sweet and playful at the same time. It does dry down a tiny bit generic. It gets kind of like woodsy, and the dry down's a little bit not that exciting, but because of the opening, I absolutely love that. I think it's an amazing designer men's fragrance, so it's in my list. Another gorgeous men's fragrance that I love is Dolce & Gabbana, and it's called just called Dolce & Gabbana. It's the original eau de toilette for men. It's just this lovely smooth, it's kind of like, it's a bit fresh. The opening has a really lovely citrus element to it, but it's smooth and creamy, yet light and citrusy in the dry down. Really beautiful fragrance. To me, I can't remember the notes, but to me it smells a bit like tobacco leaf and maybe cardamom, and it's kind of a little musky yet smooth at the same time. Really love that one. Very, very classy. Maybe not the best performance, but just respray it because it's beautiful. And Fahrenheit, this one was in my list 2 years ago, and it's in this list too because I absolutely love it. It's just this sexy violet leaf, mandarin, a little bit of leather, a little bit spicy. This is memories of being young and highly attracted to boys, and sort of my latter school years, the boys that wore this, they did get my attention. I just absolutely loved Fahrenheit, as did most of my friends. We all loved Fahrenheit, and when I smell it now, it's just, I think it's gorgeous. It's so unique. There's not anything really like Fahrenheit. Even now, you'd think that someone might have tried to copy the DNA a little bit because it was such a successful fragrance, and it's still going now, sort of, you know, 20 years later. So that says it's a very popular scent, but yeah, it's very unique, and I think that's part of the reason why I love it as well. So Fahrenheit by Dior. And then finally, my last one, Mon Guerlain Eau de Parfum Intense. This is a beautiful, beautiful fragrance. Look at the bottle. That is a stunning bottle. And this is, to me, mostly lavender and vanilla, but it's almost like there's a bit of assorted caramel or something. The vanilla smells extremely expensive. It's not too sweet. It doesn't smell like cupcakes. And it's very diffusive. It lasts really, really well. It's absolutely gorgeous in the dry down. And I love this one. I do love this one to wear to bed because of that lavender and that soft, musky vanilla. It's just beautiful. So it's a stunning fragrance, really great performance. I love this one. It's Mon Guerlain Eau de Parfum Intense. So that is my entire list, my 10 designer fragrances for life. And I thought it'd be fun to get this tag started again. I'd love to see what everyone has now come up with 2 years later. What are the differences in their list, and what are the ones that have lasted the test of time and are still on their list. So I'm tagging everyone that did this video already back when the tag was going around. Basically, I'm tagging everyone that wants to do the video because I think it's such a great tag and it's a fun video to do. So I would love all the ladies that did the Rose 08 competition. If they have the time, I'd love them to do it. But I'm tagging you. If you want to do it, do it. Even if you haven't got a channel, do it on Instagram or do it on your Facebook account or start a channel. But if you want to do it, do it. You're tagged, all right? Tag, you're it. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like the video if you liked it. Don't forget to put a thumbs down if you didn't. And if you're not already subscribed, do subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in the next video.